Here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Paranormal Bus Stop, where we talk about all things paranormal in a round table format, featuring Ashley Storm, Cynthia Gerolius, Shay Carroll, and myself, Darren Buss. Welcome to the show. Let's have some fun. Everybody, welcome to the Paranormal Bus Stop. I'm your host, along with three other hosts here, Darren Buss. We have Shay Carroll, we have Cynthia Gerolius, and we have Ashley Storm. This is the premiere episode with more to follow. So tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about De-MONS, or De-MONS. So, Cynthia, you want to talk about why we say De-MONS?
De-MONS? That was one of Roland's favorite ways to pronounce the word, is demon. That's why we are calling it this. There is an audio out there. It's from, BuzzFeed, I think, maybe? Did a video at the Sally House. And one of the guys was trying to communicate with the spirit that was in there, and the other guy that was investigating with him, Demon? And the other guy, stop calling it that. Demon! No, don't talk to it like that. And that stuck in Roland's head, so that's why we pronounce it that way.
You can't forget the head tilt.
Demon?
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 You really can't.
Oh, man.
No.
I just love the saying of how they say it. It just stuck, you know.
Oh, it's hilarious.
So I'd like to say hi to Ashley, and how are you doing today, Ashley?
I want Rona to be over. I'm so tired of being stuck inside.
Amen, girlfriend.
So ready for this to be done.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep. I just, the world's got to change and get it going.
Something like that.
Oh, yes. And Shay, how are we doing today?
I'm going to lie and say peachy keen.
I'll take it and run. So thank you everybody who's in chat, and hopefully we have some people in chat here with us. So tonight, like I said, we're going to be talking about demons, or demons for you. And the first question I have for discussion is, so why is everybody so hung up on demons on every investigation? Whoever would like to start, go ahead.
Why is everybody so hung up on demons in every investigation? Well, I don't think that everybody is hung up on demons in every investigation.
Everybody's hyped up on ego and attention, and demons catch attention.
Yeah, I was going to say, evil, dark, negative is what sells right now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's really sold, though, and it streams past the point now of just it being on TV to where YouTube is a huge platform for paranormal right now. YouTube, Twitch, all of those different streaming services that you can get, those other platforms, and those people are so much more reckless with it. These people are not investigators by any stretch of that word. They're not even ghost hunters. They're thrill seekers. They're urban explorers going into locations they know have this negative energy attached to it and then acting like Zach Bagans and then getting hurt or causing the people who go in there after them to encounter that same energy. And it kind of goes along the same train of what Nick Groff has been doing lately with the thought form entities. We talk about this all the time. I've talked to you guys about this very particular thing, that when we go into a location and we treat it like it's evil, we treat it like it's negative, we are creating one. We're
Correct.
creating these quote-unquote demons. We're also giving that power to just regular human spirits that know that they get a kick, get a jolly, and get some type of charge of energy from scaring us like that. They've watched the same scary movies we have in life. They know the same stigmas, so they do the same things. And, fucking demons, I swear.
And you're right. It is what you make of the investigation. If you're going there to look for it, you're going to find what you're looking for. You may not like it.
I agree with her, but don't. I think.
Shut up.
Kiss my ass. But I do in a way, because like if you go in there being like, oh, there's a demon here, you're gonna create harsh environments and negative energy. So it's not necessarily a quote unquote demon, but you're gonna get back what you're given.
No,
you
I don't
get
think
what
they
you asked
create
for.
a demon. They don't create a demon. They create
Yeah.
a tulpa of sorts that acts like one. Then
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It then they don't
I
create
totally
a demon.
agree
You
with
can't
that.
create demons. You
Yeah.
can't.
Right.
It's the energy. Yep.
And for anybody who wants to get flippant with me and Shay are cool like that. I can tell her that. It was a joke. Don't get crazy.
Oh, we could get all cringy in here if you want.
I think we're all going to tell each other off at one point or another, and this was
Right?
nice,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we'll get into it, and then afterwards we'll be like, hey, you want to cuddle?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And we don't even buy each other.
I don't have my rocking chair down here yet.
Well,
Darren, I am going to quote something that Roland always used to say.
Yes.
The whole
please
thing
do.
about demons. Demons have better things to do than to mess with peons like us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I find that's true to an extent, but there are lower level demons that, because there's a vast array of them, and it's not just Catholic rite type of demons.
Touche.
You know, you have
but they still all have better things to do than mess with any more of us.
You would think
yeah.
so.
Right.
You know.
the theory in Zoroastrianism is just, it's incredibly intriguing, because it was one of the very first religions in the Western religions, and it's monotheistic. And the way that they classify their demons is kind of like you would in an army. There are ranks, kind of like in the Catholic, but it's way more intricate, and the Yahwehs are the lords of the demons, and then you have the hosts, and it's just the different levels of it. And they do play humans, with humans is there.
I have to interrupt. For once, it's not my dog.
No, it's mine.
That thing.
That's
Oh,
Poppers.
that's I'm praising that dog because it's not mine for once.
Now, for some reason, my dog thinks that she needs to bark at every little sound she hears now.
Mine thinks she's the co-host, so.
So does your
So,
cat.
yeah, so if you hear the dog or the cats go crazy, yeah, it's mine.
Mine are upstairs, and I keep it that way.
I don't have anywhere to hide in my house, Darren.
Hey, I'm just hiding in my basement.
Hey, my
Oh,
dog,
you don't
my
want
dog
to
has
hide in
done
mine.
worse on live I was gonna say television, but we're not on television. Live on air, my dog has done worse.
Her dog puked one time.
Oh yeah, my dog.
Right.
Oh, in its premiere show, let's just get it out there, and pooped in the background. She was crying to go out, but I'm live on air. I'm like, I'm home alone. What do I do? So she just pooped in the background. I'm like, oh my God.
She just said, "Screw you, lady. I'm just gonna do it."
And
Yes,
you
she
talk about a
did.
shit.
Yeah.
though.
Well,
This
you
wasn't
gotta
me
go.
going
You
to
gotta
the
go.
no.
What you know?
That's right. That's right. Oh man.
Shay called it her shit show.
That is not why I call it my shit show, but we're gonna go with that from now on. That is why. It has nothing to do with me being a shitty host. It has to do with the dog.
No, Shay, you are the perfect host.
Thank you.
So the next question I have on here is, so do you think when you see a shadow person, do you think that that's an instantaneously a demon?
No.
No. Mm-mm.
No. Sorry, I was muted. No.
That's good, because I don't either, because a shadow person could be anything.
It could be just a half-formed apparition. It could just be eyes playing tricks on an apparition. No. Does not mean it's even evil.
Even if you see one with red eyes, because I hear so many people saying that, oh, I seen this shadow person that had red eyes and it was just gleaming and looking and staring at me. Like, instantaneously, I thought that it was an evil or a demon shadow person. Come on. How often are you going to see that, though, with red eyes? How often is that?
That's the thing, though. That's the stigma that religion has put on that.
Okay.
That red eyes are automatically evil.
Evil.
Here's the thing.
It's really just legend and folklore. It's just like anything else.
It
Over
is.
the years, like, the boogeyman became something you were afraid of because your parents don't want you to go outside at night. I mean, the red eyes is just indicative of what Hollywood has made us perceive as that evil. All angels have different colored eyes. All guardian angels, all forms of other plane entities have different colored eyes. So that red is just the foreboding of what we've been taught to naturally think of when we see that.
All right,
but I was going to say with blue eyes, isn't it like a Hollywood demon then?
No.
All right, here's my thing.
Dear. The blue eyes is supposed to be the angels.
And I agree with that. I mean, like I said, I've never seen it anywhere where I've been, and it's only been in a few locations, granted, so I'm still a rookie, folks. I'm still a rookie. So, but I just don't see that possible. I mean, unless it's, does it, like,
wait,
okay, if a
what
location
don't you
is
see possible?
that haunted, would it incur something like that just because it's super, super haunted?
All right, so I lived in a haunted location for 9 years.
If the location is super, super haunted, it doesn't mean that the energy is super, super negative.
That's true, too. Very true.
Yeah.
Shay's muted.
I've been...
And Shay's muted.
My Skype, I think my mouse is dying again. Every time my mouse starts dying, it mutes itself. I forget what I said, but here's my thing. I agreed with Cynthia, but the only thing I've ever seen in my life was a shadow figure. And coincidentally, the same room, my toddler, a little older than toddler children, saw red eyes. So when people just brush it off, I get, like, because my kids didn't know about paranormal. We didn't talk about it, and I try to brush it off to them. So it's just a weird coincidence.
And like I said, like I was saying, just because they see the shadow figure or the red eyes or whatever, that doesn't automatically mean that, you know what I mean?
And just because you see it also does not mean there's an actual haunting. You could just be seeing something. So I don't mean it that way either, but...
Right.
I was muted, so I tried to quickly say what I said.
She was screaming it out. You missed it. She's just screaming.
No, nothing new there.
I think shadow people more than anything, because what we ignore a lot is there are other planes and other dimensions that work right alongside us as well. So
and we're all nodding.
Yeah, and when we're all going into locations and just thinking we're automatically dealing with ghosts, or when we see shadow people and think they're automatically just ghosts and it's just someone from this plane who's passed on, maybe we're encountering like travelers who are stuck watching us in that certain time, or who just like we happen to get a glimpse into that other side that's watching us constantly. We just get a peek real quick. There are just so many different variables that it could be. So chalking it up to just being like, it's a shadow on it and has red eyes, so it must be an evil ghost or it must be a demon or something. Just like, but what if it's an astro traveler or something? And like, that's
it's an alien.
That's how like we perceive them. That's how they come across to us because they don't want us to see our true form or something like that. I mean, it's real weird.
But I think that's why we picked this topic as the first one, because just because you see something or just because you feel something, or even if something bad happens to you, it doesn't mean it's a demon.
Exactly.
Right.
Demon is a big word, people. Big.
It is. And it's very, very seldom that you ever even come across one.
Well, and part of that, too, with the whole associating it with demons is, to me, anyway, this is my opinion, is that's the easiest way for people to associate that.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the easiest way for people to get attention.
That, too. Mm-hmm. Especially if you have 52 of them in the house.
Well, I mean, how many do you guys do? Lots of residentials? Because I can tell you from my experience, over like 70% of my cases have been where every single one of them, there's a demon in my house. Because they've all watched Ghost Adventures, they've watched the TV show, and are just convinced themselves that because grandma's coming through and trying to touch the baby, it's a demon. And I love bringing this part up that when you touch someone, what are the first 3 fingers that hit that person when you touch them? Your pinky and your thumb don't really make contact until you are more forceful with it. Energies and spirits have to take a lot of concentrated power just to sit there and be able to touch you. So for those 3, when, babies get scratched, or not scratches, but have marks, or people have that 3, they automatically assume, it's the devil, the Trinity. It could also just be a human spirit mocking one to fuck you up, to mess with you. Or it could be grandma trying to reach out, but she just didn't have enough energy for all 5 fingers to touch.
See, that's what
They're going around calling grandma.
Right.
Like they overshoot. Like, oh, you're not feeling me. You don't know I'm here, so I'm going to, try really hard.
Yep, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Way too easy to call it a demon.
Well, it's just like if things get knocked over, if, something comes flying off a shelf or something, automatically they go for, it's evil. It's a spirit trying to get your attention. They probably think they just pushed it when, they don't realize the energy that they're using, so it goes flying across the room.
Or they've been trying to get a hold of you, for lack of a better term, for 6 months, and finally they're just push it off. Yeah. Hello, can you hear me now?
Right.
The Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think this is also where we need to be careful, though, that everyone is just so quick to call it one. And again, in a lot of home cases, you have a lot of people who take residential cases, film them, and put it on YouTube. They're trying to sit there and get attention off of these people suffering. And they're going in and, again, creating that negative energy, creating a bigger problem for these people. And to a certain extent, as investigators, we have so much responsibility to these people, and we are absolutely liable for whatever happens to them from that moment that we interact and take on their case until we are completely done. And there was an instance in Texas where one of the quote-unquote mediums, and, this is why I hate using that word again because everybody just throws it around so loosely, told this woman that she had an attachment, that she had a possession, like she was possessed by a demonic entity, and this woman had mental health issues, and she took her life because she told her there was a demon attached to her. How can you be that careless and that reckless? You don't know who you're dealing with, first and foremost. When we work with the Warren Legacy Foundation, the work that we do there, a lot of what it is getting them a mental screening and a health screening.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, before we do anything else, and then
exactly.
we continue on from there. You should never go around throwing that word out loosely anyway, but we also have to be aware of the mentalities of people that we're telling these things to. Because
Exactly.
you do not know how it's going to affect them later. And they don't do check, they don't follow up until you read that person's obituary, and you know you're responsible for that, but you take none.
Mm-hmm.
The last residential I did, we did, not just me, but the last residential we did was days before my fire. And probably a week before the fire, the last sit down was like, we're going to come back. And we already asked the medical history. We saw the medical records. She saw a counselor. She saw, all of this. But some of the other terms she was using was like, okay, she knows a little bit too much, so she's using keywords. But she did, like, there was a letter from the counselor. There was, and I had to sit down across from this woman that truly believed she was being assaulted sexually by a demonic entity. But we had spent hours and hours, too many to even count, and we hadn't caught anything. And so, like, I'm crying telling her this because I didn't think she was lying.
Mm-hmm.
She truly believed it.
Absolutely.
But I didn't think it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the hard thing sometimes.
It's very hard for me to talk about this case, and obviously I won't mention names or locations or anything, but my house burnt down the next week, and I had to pass the case on to somebody else because they needed help, and I often wonder what happened. Like, did I make the right choice on who I passed it on to? Because what did they feed into? What didn't they feed into? What did they...
Did they handle it correctly or not?
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
But they really thought it was a demon. I forget, incubus, succubus.
Succubus would be...
Succubus is female, incubus is male.
See, I always think succubus is male because suck male.
No. Nope.
So now I'll remember from now on it's the opposite, but...
Yes. Succubus is female, incubus is male.
Yeah, see? Hey, I never claimed to be a genius.
Going along with Ashley's thing, though, last year, 2019, October of 2019, Roland and I went and did our road trip for his 50th birthday. And one of the places we stopped was Bobby Mackey's. And, they have the quote-unquote portal to hell. We didn't do a full overnight investigation. We did the 2-hour Gilligan's Island 2-hour tour. And
3-hour tour, but okay.
Oh, well, okay. Ours was a 2-hour tour.
Correct her, Shay. Oh.
Well, it's Gilligan. You gotta correct her. It was a 3-hour tour.
Okay, sorry. This one was 2 hours. But
do we call this a potluck tour?
Yeah,
there you
sometimes.
Go. We were in a group of about 10 people, and 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 of them were probably fresh out of high school, 18, 19 years old. And we had this so-called medium in our group, which yeah.
Yeah.
She had, by the end of the tour, she had these kids convinced that they needed to be saged, they needed to be cleansed, that they were going home with an attachment. I had to bust out my sage, my Palo Santo, and everything else, and cleanse these kids because they were terrified.
All right. That is very sad. I have to step away for a second, so I just have to ask one question.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Did you say they had to be saved or shaved?
Saved.
Saved.
Right.
S-A-G-E.
Well,
Saved.
the people in this world today, you never know. I just want to make sure.
No,
Because you'll be on a different subject when I come back, but I do have to step away for a second. So you guys continue.
We should start that as a
Okay.
new business. The Sage Stage.
There we go.
It'll be a barber shop and a sage
Shit,
shop.
shave, and sage.
But it made me so angry because she kept saying that she could hear all these spirits and she could do all these, she could talk to all these spirits, and these spirits were evil and they wanted to hurt everybody. And I sat there and, with my abilities that I had, I was trying my damnedest not to call her a liar in front of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But, why would you do something like that?
Because it gets you attention.
Yeah, get people wild up.
I mean,
Make the adrenaline flow.
especially with an 18, 19-year-old kid that doesn't know any better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, she's hoping for those kids to do something that they're maybe not supposed to be doing.
Like what?
Who knows? They're kids. They're teenagers.
I was
They
gonna
do
say,
anything.
that there wasn't none of that crap going on down there.
Yeah.
Well,
But you know what I mean.
You watched the
Yeah.
new Deathwalker series that Nick Groff did? I was incredibly surprised. I was very truly surprised at how not even just refreshing, but how much growth it showed, and how he went back to these locations where they did do nothing but the whole "it's a portal to hell, come and get me."
Oh yeah,
And went in and like apologized and righted all of he grew as a person and was humble enough and respectful enough to these locations to go back and do this. But the way that he ended up showing Bobby Mackey's was just it was heartwarming. It honestly was. It was beautiful because it showed that whatever is in there is definitely a thought form entity. And the way he described it definitely showed that, all the times that Zach got quote unquote possessed and shit in there was definitely him just eating his own shit, him getting back what he gave. And that's exactly what we have to be aware of, because locations like that we call anything that has a demon in it, probably go in with more assertiveness the next time to figure out exactly what it is. Go through the steps and figure out, is it from this plane? Is it a thought from entity? Is it a human being that's trying to trick me? Is it maybe possibly something evil, or is it an entity? But do not just call something a demon because it's an asshole. Because people are assholes in life and will be assholes in death. People can be evil as fuck in life and just be evil as fuck in death. That does not mean they're a demon.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And you're right. He changed the whole complexion of what he was doing prior to that, and just just made it. It made it his. He made it his own.
Absolutely.
It's called Deathwalker?
Yeah, it's called Deathwalker. It's on Vidi Space, and it's mind blowing because each episode is
very
two
different
locations, and it's so calm. It's so in depth.
He's not erratic at all.
Yes, it's very just connecting with the location and telling its story the way that the way that we like to, and as an investigator, it's like I just can't stop using the word refreshing because it is what it is. I do not watch paranormal TV anymore. It's but
I haven't either.
It sparked something in me again that was like, there is hope. There are other people out here who aren't just doing the TV part to be seen. They really do want the rest of the stories to be told, and it's oh, you'd love it, Sin. You would love it.
I'll definitely check it out.
For me, it's about looking at the locations and how things are with that location, getting the back history and the story and all that stuff, more than watching these people investigate.
Mm-hmm. And
that's what I get out of it.
Tell their story more than listening to the person tell it for them. That's exactly it. Let this location tell you. Don't lead it. Don't force it. Just let the location speak.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I saw a post today on Facebook, and I'm going to give a shout out to him, even though he's not in the room. David Glidden had posted something, and it was, the gist of it was, it's sad to see how there are paranormal teams out there who will go to a location, be it residential or commercial, and they label their stuff as like haunted hospital from hell or demon house, or stuff like that, just to get the attention and then to get their viewers hooked. And then when their viewers watch it, it's nothing like what the title says.
Yeah, it's clickbait.
Oh wait,
It's clickbait.
she's back. I
Just
hear
say
her,
it.
but I don't see her.
That's
Yeah. Well, it's, and like David Glidden said, if you're going to label it that, you better give them what they want.
Exactly.
You better be able to provide what you are advertising.
That's also where we're
it's
creating
it's
trouble,
two
though,
different
because-
shows with one view.
But that's again where we're creating trouble for those location owners. Because
exactly.
we're going in there and they're trying to get that type of, again, with the thought form entities, we create that. We create that experience that we get when we encounter these quote unquote demons. Like, I swear on whoever it is up there, because I believe in a little bit of everything. So, big old spaghetti noodly monster lord, whatever is above Cthulhu, whatever. But I swear to them with the noodly appendages that if one more fucking person says that Asmodeus is the keeper of their house and there's a portal and they're halfway to hell.
That's a demon. It's the name of a demon.
Asmodeus is okay. Oh my gosh. So a 7. A lot. He's referred to as 7 a lot. He is he's referenced in so many different types of mythologies and different folklores and actual theological writings. He is one of the most prominent. A lot of the times when you deal with him, and again, demons aren't like as direct as you think they are. It's not just like that demon sitting there and chilling. It's their energies. They can attach their energy to whomever they want and oppress them like that. They don't have to be sitting in the house with them doing it. They can be in 70 billion places at once. But Asmodeus is like just the epitome of lust, basically. He ruins people's lives. He will come in and destroy your life from the very roots of everything you are, destroying every relationship you have in your life. And he's one of the false gods as well. So people usually find comfort in him because it's like a safe place for these people. Yes, especially people. He targets people who have underlying mental issues who are easy to target. Mostly males. But it's been a thing lately that every. I'm trying so hard not to fucking say names, but yeah, I know. Asmodeus is the keeper of this house, and that's who we're dealing with, and and I'm like, no, you go in there nasty as fuck day after day for years. You're a racist, like you're just a bad person in itself, feeding this energy to whatever energy might have already been in that location, but you're definitely not dealing with a demon. And they're calling his name. They are saying his name over and over and over again. Every live stream they do from this location, they are breathing this motherfucker into existence for themselves. Yep. And they're going to crash and burn because they are careless. And it drives me nuts because these people know better, but they just want to be seen. They're making a documentary now about it. And I'm like, you're fucking kidding me, right? Because everybody's making a documentary now, and everybody wants to be the one who's seen. So if they use that high profile name, that's the pull they're going to get.
Yeah.
So I got a question.
No.
So what is Zool then?
A made up god off of
He's in
Ghostbusters.
my fridge. That's right.
You guys are. I don't know. I think.
No, you got it going, girl. I mean, it's hey, it is what it is. You got it going, and so. Well,
I'm getting distracted. I have like this cold wall in front of me.
Yeah, I see you. Like you're
It's like
too.
It's weird because it's like right in front of me. It's not anywhere around here.
There's like something. Your aura field, like your top 3 layers, are getting like crazy weird, but your light keeps fluctuating.
Well, the
light.
Oh, my light? Yeah. It's weird because it's like really cold in front of me.
Somebody's getting your attention.
I was gonna say I think Roland's probably in here wishing he could get in on this debate.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, buddy, sit down on the couch and join in. So let's go with another little topic here, and then this goes along with what Cynthia said earlier about 52 demons. Now, how many is there an actual limit to be in a location at one time? Can there be 52 demons, or can there just, or there has to be just like 1 or 2? Go ahead. Of course, it's got to be 69, right?
Yes.
How much do you have left? Who rules over together? Come on.
Because there were 69 sex demons getting together to party. They are 69 wild and the crazy guy.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, pick one. Who is the dominant one and get rid of the rest? I mean, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
It's demon conflict. Come on.
Well, actually, that might not be as rare as you would think, because the energies that attract them are so rare themselves that they could have 2 or 3 entities in one location, because that entity. Well, that we've dealt with that though. Like I've witnessed this with the Warren location. What? I said 2 or 3. 2 or 3. Not 69. 2 or 3. It's very possible. And that's, again, where people also get the facts wrong and where it makes it dangerous. Demons are not just in your face prevalent like they are on TV shows to everyone. They are very silent, stealthy. They will wait in your lives for years before they decide to even start fucking with you. It's not always just in your face. I'm going to attack you. I'm going to scratch you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's not how demons work. And so by misleading their intentions as well, or how they operate, is like making people feel like they're safe when they really should kind of maybe be more cautious. If you're not taking at least like 1 dip in holy water a month, you probably need to, just to be sure, or just sprinkle a little bit on you.
She's going with the sprinkles. Multicolored sprinkles.
I use it like a spray bottle, like with the water.
Yeah.
And my thing was, I didn't really believe in them like that either until I started encountering them more with the Warren Legacy Foundation. Like, I mean, I legit have worked on these cases for at least like a year now. It's not just me like assuming, or it's actually seeing this firsthand that it really is that type of energy that they do attract to is so rare in this world that it would make sense that, you know, if they only have so many people to share, if they only have so many types of souls and energies to share, they would all come and go. And maybe not all at the same time, but they do get visited by multiple entities over time.
And that could be
very
true. I mean,
interesting.
I still think that just, to me, just got to pick the dominant one and go with it. But Mm-hmm. We'll update our speaker after the show. Yeah.
Wonky.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So, in the case of a situation now, if you were to come across a demon on your investigation or your, residential case that you got going on, how would you handle dealing with it if it, it surged at you? What would you do to, separate yourself from it?
Run the other direction.
I mean, would you just like it confronts you? Do you confront it back?
I don't. Do you confront it back?
Yeah.
Are you?
But not play a fire. But not play a fire.
That's yeah.
Well,
yeah. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And the other thing is, are you going to? It's like getting into a bar fight.
I've had 2 of those.
It's like getting into a bar fight. Are you going to, if somebody's coming at you and you have done nothing to provoke it, and you know that if you drop that person, you're going to get thrown out,
mm-hmm.
Are you going to drop that person?
Fight or flight.
Fight.
Instinct.
Yeah, fight or flight.
Yeah.
I don't, but because
I trip and run.
Matt says he trips, Shay.
Dude, run!
I would just handle it like we handle any other Warren case with that. Just, it's not... If you don't know how to deal with it, yeah, you need to fucking call somebody to help. But
yeah, you bring in help.
We go in, we make sure we know exactly what entity we're dealing with. And my thing is, there are over at least 7, again, months and years of training and learning how to do this shit. Like, it gets in depth. These are like sessions, therapy sessions, basically, with these entities, trying to find out their true name, their true forms. There are some people who are strong enough that they can basically like just pull it out of them. I've seen it. It's fucking crazy. There are other things that happen in demonic instances, and it's like people always think it's just Catholic stuff. You don't need a Catholic priest for every single demon. Not every single demon is Catholic. You have over 70 different religions theologies, mythologies, and folklores and cultures that have their own types of sets of demons. And once you realize that there are, and again, none of these cases that I've dealt with are like in the US. We deal with a lot in South America and Africa and Brazil. I mean, all over the world, because it's not as it's not as taboo as it is here in the States. Even though we talk about it on TV shows and stuff, that's for an entertainment factor. The cultural beliefs of these people are so much richer, and they've been practicing these things for hundreds and thousands of years, that these entities are very intricate and very prevalent in their cultures and their beliefs and their societies and systems, just like in Guam. Because they don't attack. Again, they will wait years. So we can find somebody in the early stages of an attachment and start working. They don't just sit there and like, hey, we're gonna attack and scratch you. Again, it's a misnomer. It's complete. Absolutely. We don't just call it a demon within like 2-3 days of being there. We literally do years of work with these people to find out exactly what the fuck we're dealing with. We don't just go in calling it a demon, but we're cautious and we take every route. We're not just sitting there and being like one-minded about this and being like, oh, it's a demon and it's this demon. Could not even be a demon. We just have to make sure we're thorough about it. And it does take forever, because being that thorough takes that long.
I mean, look at these people that have exorcisms done. I mean, I've seen a show where this lady's gone through 10 exorcisms and still hasn't fixed her.
Yeah.
You know? So who's to say
it's
there's
an ongoing process?
Right. And where's the limit to an exorcism to get the demon or the attachment out of them? You know? So
There is no limit as per se. It takes as long as it takes. It's an ongoing process.
Until is there a decision where they have to be sent to a mental hospital to take care of the situation because they're not functional in the world?
Well,
does that make sense?
You have to look at the process that these people that are performing the exorcisms, quote unquote, are like going through first. Do they actually know the true entity? Are they just going around acting like everyone else, just calling it the same 7 over and over again? Are they actually getting to their entity? Is it just a mental health issue? There are a lot of instances where the people who contact us don't believe in psychiatry, don't believe in doctors, and don't believe in getting medical help and treatment. So they go to their churches. And this is what's happening to them. And they're going into psychotic states. And they have underlying medical conditions with these mental illnesses that are slowly getting worse because they're not getting the proper type of treatment. So, I mean, there's so many different things that we don't know. And it takes forever to truly know. And that's the frustrating part. Because people lie. People lie so much when you ask about their drug use, when you ask about their mental health illness, like their mental health past, their health. Do they drink? Do they smoke? Do they, do you partake in any drugs still currently? It takes 6-7 months just for them to start being honest about that stuff. And then from there, you can start getting more and more into exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Especially depending on what kind of mental illness they're exhibiting, they are definitely more prone to the interactions with the other plane and like the other side and having
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to work with you. You're done. You're blacklisted. You were
Unreliable.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yes.
Oh. Well, and it makes sense.
Because parts of when you have different mental illnesses, different parts of your brain, your cognitive function are more inhibited. So it's insane. And we even talked about this on that winter festival we did for the Aid for Calm, the campaign against living miserably, the suicide prevention foundation thing we did. That in this field we take those mental stigmas too much because it's a mental awareness thing as well. Is that we're afraid to talk about our own mental illnesses and our own problems with people because we will get blacklisted, we will get called crazy, people won't want to work with us anymore. But if we actually sat there and took the time to converse with one another instead of thinking that people are going to judge, I mean, I think we'd be surprised at how many other people that we surround ourselves with daily actually go through the same exact thing we do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they just want to be closed up.
Yeah.
So we got about 4 minutes left.
Wow.
Yeah. 4 minutes left. So and and like I said, this is a very good topic.
To make this a 3-part show.
we could.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I mean, I like I said, I wanted to start with this topic because I think it's a strong topic and we need to be talked about it. So with a few minutes left here. Yeah.
We actually did.
Yeah. But the thing is, we did stick to it though. We did.
Really.
So and it got deep, and that's I mean, that's what I like. I mean, it's deep, and you guys give your sides of it, and that's why I wanted to do this.
That's what she said.
So, what's that?
That's what she said.
Oh. All right, smart ass. Let's start with you. Where can people? She was dropping F-bombs like crazy. No, come on, this is a family show.
No, I fucking
Just kidding.
See, I'm the innocent one here.
That's saying a lot.
So, Ashley, where can people find you?
Well, that depends. Which plane are we speaking about?
Social media, yeah.
So I have Profoundly Paranormal, which is my team on Facebook, YouTube. I don't know, other stuff. I don't really care about people following that. The Warren Legacy Foundation, though, if you guys want to be a part of us, working home cases, helping us get out there on foot, doing things, please send me an email, shoot me a message so I can get you the proper paperwork and we get all that sent in for you. You can find Storming the Unknown podcast on Paranormal United Network on Mondays at 7, right after the show, actually. I don't have one today, though, in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Next week, I have Jeff Mudgett, who is H.H. Holmes' grandson, coming on. And yeah, American Ripper, and yeah, yeah. I have him coming on Monday or next Monday, and then I have Dan LaFave, who is the owner of the Old Park Hotel in Ballinger, but he's also a retired Air Force guy, and he's had a lot of UFO encounters. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to mix it up with murder and UFOs, get a little bit more weekend with it.
Very interesting.
If you want to book the Broken Bow Asylum, you can email profoundly, not profamily, because people mix that up all the time for some reason. Paranormal@gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and get you booked. And other than that, please keep watching Paranormal Buzz Radio and checking out all these cool shows, motherfuckers.
Awesome. And Cynthia, where can we find you on social media?
You can find us on Facebook under Raven Rose Paranormal, and make sure you add the paranormal, because if you just do Raven Rose, you're gonna find a stripper page. Same with YouTube. We have. Well, see, the Raven Rose Paranormal would be better, because if you just go Raven Rose, I'm not the stripper, so you're not getting a show anyway. Only for you, honey. Anyway, Raven Rose. Oh, nobody would want to see that. But yeah, Raven Rose Paranormal on Facebook, Raven Rose Paranormal on YouTube, Rave Rose Paranormal on Instagram, Paranormal Rose on Twitter. It's pretty much everywhere that I'm at. I am on Twitter. I am on Twitter.
Well, now I'll have to look that up, because I don't think I'm on there either. I'm just not on Twitter as much as I am on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah. Shay.
Yep.
Shay Carroll. Where can people find you on social media, if you have a social media? Take a sip. Take a sip. Mix it all together. Drink the beer.
Shay also has OnlyFans page.
You can You're cut off. You're cut off.
$2 make you holla.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. Yeah. You want to know what if I need? Oh, okay. So you can find me on on Facebook. Just Darren Bus on Facebook. And then you can find me on Instagram at dbus1000 or MGS Paranormal. MGS 2020 on Instagram. So that's my second account. You can find me on YouTube, which is MGS Paranormal, or my regular one, which doesn't matter anymore. And you can find MGS Paranormal on Facebook as well as a page. So that's where you can find me.
Ghost Seekers.
Yes, Midwest Ghost Seekers. I'm sorry. I don't promote myself well. So that's where you can find me at. If you also want to send me an email, you can send me an email at mgsparanormal@gmail.com. We do not have a topic yet. Correct. We do not have a topic yet. Yes.
Yep. We're going to
6
talk
o'clock
about demonology.
Central.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I also want to give out a special thoughts and prayers to Fred Scheinberger. Hopefully you will speed recovery and come back to us, to the Paranormal family, and get going again. So I want to give a shout out to that.
You got this, brother, man.
We got your back.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And the last thing I want to leave with you today is, please join us in chat. It's a whole lot of fun. And sometimes you just never know. You might meet your next best friend. So. So, but that's what I'm going to leave you with today. And see you in a few weeks.